السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. كيف الحال بلاتينيين؟ أتمنى تكونوا بخير كالعادة. اليوم إن شاء الله الحلقة 34 من تختيم فاينل فانتسي. راح نكمل مهامنا الفرعية اللي موجودة لسه في اللعبة، وراح نحاول قدر الإمكان نخلصها بسرعة عشان ننتقل للمهمة الرئيسية ونكمل المجريات اللي موجودة في اللعبة. بدناش نطيل عليكم ويلا نبدأ الحلقة 34. طبعا المجريات انتم شفتوها مجرد كانت مهام فرعية جميلة على السريع انهيناها في المخبأ. الان المهام اللي راح تكون موجودة عندنا المهام اللي خارج المخبأ، بس كأنه بدنا نشوف الحجر هذا شو قصته. لازم اروح اشوفه، بدي اعرف تفعلوا ما تفعلوا اشتغلوا، نشوفهم سوا هسه شو وضع الطاولة. حياكي مد حياكي. اكتشفت اشي بالموضوع موضوع التجميد. للاسف لازم يكون متجمدين. انا ظليت احاول احاول حالي. قرأتها دمر او اقتل 3 من الاعداء المتجمدين كاتبين، فلازم تجمدهم زي ما عملت هسه وبعدين تضربهم بواحدة من قدرات شيبة، ويفضل انها تكون هاي لانها اكثر انتشارا. اتوقع انها هيك. واو حصلناها، تروفي مهارة. القصد نخلصها بعدين يعني بعد ما ننهي اللعبة. راح يكون في تسجيلات للتروفيات اللي زي هيك. اتوقع هو في المهارات اذا بتطور قدراتك حسب المهارة الموجودة يعني. هاي هون مثلا انا عندي المهارة هاي مش مطورة. شو مشكلة؟ شوف هسه مارثا شو عندها.
Clive, I was just about to send for you. I'd like you to take something to Sir Wade up in Eastpool. Seeds for planting. Thought it was about time they started growing their own food. I'll keep providing them with whatever they need in the meantime, of course. But if Eastpool's going to survive, it's got to be able to fend for itself. As have those poor bearers. They've lived their whole lives in servitude, but now they're their own masters. Small wonder they ain't got the foggiest how to provide for themselves. So it's up to us to teach them. And if you're wondering why well, the wagoneers taking supplies up that way have been coming back with more and more reports of Akashic around the village of late. Sir Wade's putting a brave face on it, but I think even he's starting to worry. And if he's likely to share those concerns with anyone, it's you.
ما راح يظهر لك وياه. حسنا اعطيني.
All right.
Thanks. Wouldn't ask if I didn't have to. There. That should be enough to keep him in Gazal Greens for a few years at least.
Gazal Greens.
Not the most mouth-watering crop, I'll admit. But they're hardy, they grow fast, and they fill a hole. Better that than something that'll wither away at first frost. And chocobos love them too, which is no small thing. When I say all of us need to pull together to get Eastpool back on its feet, I mean all of us.
يعني انت معانا.
Not exactly succulent, but cook them right and they're just about bearable.
I'll take your word for it.
Anyway, Sir Wade'll know what to do with them. And if he don't, well, I'll go up there and show him myself.
I'm sure you will.
أدبك على صلعته، قصد على شعراته. ما عندوش صلعة، دي صلعتي الجميلة هنا. ايست بول. منيح انه في مسله نقفز قفز بيناتهم.
Ah, Lord Rossfield.
هلا
What brings you to East
هلا
Pool?
وغلا.
A delivery
جاي
from
هيك
Martha.
بس نوصل طلبيات هالايام.
These are Gizal green seeds. Martha's keen to cut the apron strings then, is she? I jest, of course. You see, I had thought we might be able to revive the old wheat fields, but they'd long since gone to seed, only without the seeds.
Martha was hoping you might be able to show the bearers how to plant and tend these, so that they'll be able to fend for themselves.
That's not a bad idea. These bearers had only recently escaped their bonds before we brought them here. They know little of freedom, of providing for themselves and their loved ones. Unless we teach them how to live like free men, I fear that all we have achieved in bringing them here is to exchange one master for another. Not that myself and the Guardians have been the best example to them so far, subsisting almost entirely on Martha's charity as we do. It's about time we all started to provide for ourselves, bearers and Guardians alike. Unfortunately, we've been a little too busy of late to focus on much besides bolstering our defenses. There have been alarming reports of...
The Horde is closing in.
عجد. مين؟
They're coming, so wait, all of them.
مين هم؟
Damn it all, I thought we'd have more time. Gather the men in the square. Send to the rest for reinforcements.
Yes, Sir Wade.
The Horde.
A Kashek, a veritable legion of them. They've been seen prowling around the northern reaches for a while now. We don't have the numbers to hold back a swarm that size. I had hoped to build a perimeter wall so that myself and the Guardians might be able to defend the village, but...
Now you're out of time.
Precisely. If reinforcements from the rest arrive before they do, we may just scrape through, but I fear that's rather an enormous if.
What if you could call on reinforcements from Eastpool?
You mean the bearers? We brought them here so they might live, not die fighting for their lives.
So wait. You said you lack men to defend the village. Are the bearers not men?
إنهم رجال.
Do they not wish
ونعمل
to see
رجال.
Eastpool saved?
قاتل بهم.
Though they may not be trained soldiers like your Guardians. What help they are able to offer could still prove the difference between victory and defeat.
هذول بيقدروا يقاتلوا هيك يمين يسار يمين يسار ما عندهم أي مشكلة.
You're right, my lord.
غصبا عنك رايت مش بكيفك.
Appeal to them. My friends, I humbly beg your aid. We Guardians are few and our enemies many. But I swear we can defeat them with you at our side.
You would send us to the slaughter, to serve as bait for those fiends so that you and your men might be spared.
فوق ما حسنا الوضع وساعدناكم.
We trusted you. Say what you will. A home is not worth dying for.
دول انسى ما عندهمش اي فكر.
But it is worth fighting for. Sir Wade fights to give you lot a chance. Just like I do. Just like Sid does. We all wanted to give you a home where you could be free. And you got one, didn't you? This place, Eastpool. This is your village. Your home. And if you don't fight to protect what's yours, you'll lose it. You know I'm right. This world wants to take everything from you. Everything. Your homes, your freedom, your very lives. So then, are you going to stand by and let that happen to you?
لا والله شايف أنا فرق عندهم
Are
عادي.
you going to accept fate like good little Brand
سنتي
and
كلامك.
die, having never stood up for yourselves?
في المقلاي
Or
أيوة.
will you fight like free men
اطبخيهم
and
طبخ.
women?
والله ما لهم دخل. طافيين. إيش حماسي من مرة. حماس منتهي زيرو بالسالب يا ريت. بدك تشحن لسه. ها.
What are you doing?
All right. Give me a sword.
الله
I
حيها.
never dreamt I'd have a home of my own.
الله حيها يلا.
Now that I have, I don't want to lose it. I will protect what's mine, or die trying.
عليهم.
We all will. Free men
يلا الله
and
حيو.
women
روح.
fighting together.
نحرر مين احنا قاعدين؟ ناس.
For East Pool. For East Pool.
هات لك سيف. انت ابعد هيك يا فاشل ابعد هيك. عديم الضمير.
Thank you, Martha.
بدك لسه تعليم. بدل البلد.
Just promise me one thing, that you'll show them how freeborn fight.
Gladly.
والله ود عملاق طلع. ولك لايف لانه بعيد عنه شوي مبين اقصى.
Well, if it was numbers you were lacking, you certainly won't be now.
Thanks to you.
Me? Oh, I just love the sound of my own voice.
Lord Rossfield, my lady, we're ready.
So what's the plan of action?
We'll divide our forces into several small
عشان
detachments,
نشوف
each made up
المعركة.
of guardians,
الحاسم.
bearers, and guards from the rest. These will position themselves
معركة
at
طاحنة راح
strategic
تكون.
points around the village. Upon engaging with the Akashic, each detachment will keep the creatures occupied as best they can, steadily retreating all the while.
You're going to lure them into the village?
I am. We will have neither the time nor the resources to treat the wounded, so injuries must be avoided at all costs. Instead, we will focus purely on defense at first. By coordinating our withdrawal through the use of messengers drawn from among the bearers, we will aim to have the swarm converge at a point of our choosing. With luck, that point will be the village square, the perfect place for our most able warriors to surround them and fall upon them, and for you and I to finish them off.
A sound plan, but one that'll require a leader with a cool head and strong nerves to coordinate the retreat. I'd say you have both in abundance, Sir Wade, but you'll be needed. Please, leave the last of the fighting to me.
Ha! And let you have all the glory?
Sir Wade! They're here!
Then you know what you must do. We work together, everyone playing their part, each shielding the other that no man might fall,
يلا
that East Pool
انطلق.
might live on. For Rosaria!
For Rosaria!
حملة السيف هاي. تمثال تبعهم.
We've no
كان حملة
time to
السيف.
argue, my lord. I'll do as you ask.
And I will do as you ask.
Suppose we'd better do our bit too then, eh?
Right you are, Martha.
وين رايحين هذول المشاطين؟
The calm before the storm.
هايهم اجوا.
And here it comes. Not let this village fall.
تعالوا اديك مشكلة. هنا صغير. هاي ها عشان ما تقولوا اني جبتها بالسرعة. ها في شيء قوي هي شيء قوي معقول بس.
Change of plan.
What is it?
Owl from the rest. An Akashic curl's been sighted on Rhiannon's ride and is headed in their direction.
Well, the better half of her guard is here. So wait, how many Akashic remain in East Pool?
Hard to say. My men are still facing some resistance, but I think the worst is behind us. I could order a detachment or two to fall back and...
No, let them finish the job. You stay here too, Sir Wade. Your men need you.
أنا رايح أفرط لك إياه. أنا أدفرط لك إياه.
Join me only when East Pool is won.
If you're sure, my lord. May the Founder protect you.
عند الحرزة. من وين نطلع له؟ نطلع من الجسر ونروح اليمين. دير بالك دير بالك. إيه وينها؟
Come on.
Fly, Ambrosia.
جوبلين أكاشك. وينه؟ ايوه بشوارب الكهرباء.
There it is. With me, Toggle. Nice try.
هيك بس احنا بنحب نتسلى تسالي. وين راح؟ شوف ليش مش مستعجل تقرب؟ كنت اتوقعك اقوى بعد ما صرت كاشكي بس طلعت ضعيف. لم من هالنقاط لم الشوارب هذول.
All right. Back to East Pool.
انتصرنا.
Lord Rossfield, the curl, is it?
It's dead.
Thank the Founder for that. And for you, my lord. We were able to eradicate the rest of the Horde. I have guardians posted around the village to keep watch for further attacks, but all seems quiet for now. I hesitate to say it, but I think it might be over.
I think it might.
We did it. We saved Eastpool.
انقذنا إيستبول.
Thank you, my friends.
انطلقوا.
Thank you.
أنتم أحرار، انطلقوا.
No, Sir Wade. It's us who should be thanking you. You brought us together. Showed us what it means to fight for what you hold dear.
We never had nothing to call our own before. We didn't know what it meant to protect it, but now we do. We really do.
Forgive us, Sir Wade. You and your people saved us, and still we doubted you. But there's no doubt in my mind anymore. We're free men now, so we have to start acting like it. We have to fight to protect what's ours, to protect Eastpool.
And we shall. We all shall. Together. This is our home. And if anyone or anything tries to take it away,
they'll have us to answer to.
Come on then. Let's get to work.
يلا على شغلك كل واحد، يلا عمر القرية.
They're not slaves anymore.
نعم.
No.
استعباد شيء سيء.
They're Rosarians. Your father took pity on the bearer's plight, and I believe if he was still with us today, this is what he would have wanted.
I believe you might be right.
I shall remain here, my lord, and do what I can to help rebuild the village. After all, this is my home now too. And I could hardly call myself an Eastpoolian if I didn't pull my weight.
I think you'll find it's Eastpoolian, Sir Wade. But you should be proud all the same. I'll have to pull my weight too. Can't have the rest getting outclassed. Speaking of which, I ought to be getting back.
Can we continue to count on your support, Martha?
Of course, and I'd be counting on yours too. Us Rosarians have got to stick together, haven't we?
Indeed we have.
And Clive, come by the Golden Stables when you get the chance. I ain't paid you for delivering them seeds yet.
All right. I will.
Lord Rossfield, do you remember our very first mission together? Clearing the goblins
معايا
from the
بأول جزء،
Stillman Marshes?
أول حلقة في اللعب.
How could I forget?
مر عليها 200 سنة.
There's one side that I shall never forget. You, facing off against that giant Morble. Not a trace of fear on your face. Since that day, there have been more than a few times when I felt like giving up. When the odds seemed so stacked in the enemy's favor, I thought I may as well just lay down my sword and surrender. But every time, I would think back to the look in your eyes that day and remember what it means to be a shield. Know that whatever trials Eastpool may face, I shall never lose courage. Thanks to you.
So Wade, you have always been a true shield. I know that Eastpool, and indeed all of Rosaria, will be safe in your hands.
Thank you, my lord. I know the rest of the world will be safe in yours.
I'll do my best.
إلى مارثا، سريع سريع.
The hero returns. It's lucky you came by when you did, eh? Not only did my seeds get delivered, but you went and saved Eastpool and all.
I just did what I could.
And it's only right that you get rewarded for it. Take it before I change my mind.
Thank you, Martha.
So, Eastpool's finally back on its feet again. And a home to free bearers. Who'd have thought we'd see the day, eh?
Well, it was your idea.
I know that, but I never stopped to think what it would mean. Bearers in
أفكار
charge of
جهنمية عندك.
themselves, thinking for themselves, working for themselves. Like your hideaway, but not even hidden away. Though I suppose the rest ain't much different nowadays. You know,
أعضاء فاعلين في المجتمع.
bearers living free like that. Reminds me of when I first met Sid. Loath as I am to recall that particular day.
كل واحد
I
يذكر
take it
سد
you didn't
الساعة.
always see eye to eye. What happened?
What? If you really want to know, I started doing what I do long before I met Sid. In fact, that's how I met him. Or at least how he came to meet me. He showed up at the stables one day, asking questions about who'd been buying up bearers. Founder knows what he thought I was doing with them. Running a hunt, poking around in their innards. Something awful, anyway. Me, I thought he was a new constable. Thought the game was up. But somehow we both managed to work out what each other was about. And before I knew it, the cheeky arse was rattling on at me about how I was doing it all wrong. After all my hard work. Told me I was giving them relief, but not freedom. That my bearers were still dying as slaves. Got right under my skin, it did. Told him if he didn't like it, he could bugger off and report me to the garrison. And do you know what he did? He smiled. And then he laughed. And then I did the same. We made a pact that day, that whenever one of us was in need, the other would always be there for him.
And you were?
Well, we both wanted the same thing. To make life better for bearers. Just like your dad. Do you know I was born right around the time Elwyn became Archduke? Growing up, I saw how he tried to change things. He certainly didn't lack for ambition, that one.
Wow.
Indeed.
صغيرة هي فعليا
The
بالعمر.
loftier one's ambitions,
بما انه هو استلم
the harder they are
أرجوك
to achieve.
ممكن احتمال
Which
كبير
is why
تكون
those of us who
أصغر
follow in
من
their
كلايد.
footsteps need to finish what people like Sid and my father started.
Suppose you're right, aye. And if we don't manage it, there's always them who come after us. Good thing we've got a few half-decent sorts waiting in the wings, eh? It's almost enough to give you a little bit of hope.
Just a little.
Anyway, enough nattering. Better get back to work. Let's see about making everyone some dinner, shall we?
يلا عشاء
At least
عشاء.
the folks who saved his
نتعشى شو
deserve a
ورانا
hot
واحنا
meal.
قاعدين.
And you and me ain't gonna save the world on an empty stomach neither.
That sounds like a wonderful idea.
واكتملت المهمات. 1200 حلوين. لافتة استراحة مارثا. جميل. لافتة اللي كانت برا. صار عندنا لافتين. تمام. وين نروح هسه؟ وين في مهام برانية؟ ديم المكي خلي لي اياها للآخر. هات نروح الديم. إلى نورث ريتش.
There were ghosts at the gates not days ago.
You needn't fret. The creatures have been dealt with.
Those things I said before.
كل واحد يحكي لي هسه مغامراته وسوالفه مع سد.
Oh, Clive. What am I to do? My wards and I may soon be without a home.
What's happened?
The High Cardinal has descended from his lofty throne and taken up residence here in Northreach.
The High Cardinal?
Leader of the Council of Elders, second only to his radiance at the head of the Imperial government. Not that any of those things still exist. Now he goes by his noble title, the Duke of Oriflamme.
And what does he want with Northreach?
He wants to transform it into a military stronghold, a foundation upon which to build a new Sambrec. He's already secured the support of the various army remnants, with promises that they shall be afforded the respect they deserve in his empire. One built on the confiscated property of the people.
He would rob the populace to pay for it.
Believe me, I have used every means of persuasion to discourage him from this folly. But for whatever reason, he will not listen to me.
What does Captain Philippe make of this? When the town was under attack, it was him the soldiers rallied around. Couldn't he use that influence again?
How? By speaking out against one of the most powerful men in Sambrec. A man whose stated aim is to revive the empire Philippe's comrades swore to serve, and to improve the soldiers' lot within it. The captain can offer them a regular supply of gruel, and an occasional trip to the Vale to help them forget the terrors they face each day. The Duke offers them a vision of strength and safety. No. Any attempt to incite mutiny would cost Philippe the support of his men. If it did not cost him his life. But given the mood around town, mutiny may yet be unavoidable. The people have little appetite for further deprivation. Least of all when it serves only to elevate others.
And who could blame them?
Clive, would you appeal to the Duke on my behalf? For your services to Northreach, you have the respect of the soldiers, and they will take you to his eminence if you ask them. And unlike Philippe, no bonds of loyalty prevent you from speaking your mind to the man. Well?
قصدها انه يعني انت زلمه فارطه معك الامور وحر وما حداش بوقف بوجهك وروح عادي ارمي حالك هيك يا الله.
I'll see what I can do.
Thank you, Clive.
Tell me then, where will I find this Duke of Oriflamme? In the garrison?
Overseeing the troops, yes.
All right. Wish me luck. I may have met this Duke before, at the Remembrance Ceremony. Let's hope I didn't make a strong impression.
Halt! Oh, sorry about that. You're the dame's man, aren't you? You got some business with the captain?
No, actually. With the Duke. I was hoping I might be able to speak with him.
We're under orders not to let any civilians pass.
بس أنا مش مدري.
But you should be all right. His Eminence has heard all about you and your heroics. Wait here. I'll go and ask.
So, you are the sellsword who lent his aid to the garrison. The Empire owes you a debt, and I shall see it repaid. But tell me, is it wealth that you seek, or favor?
Neither, Your Eminence. I thought only to inquire about your plan to turn Northreach into a stronghold.
Ah, I see. You are worried the expanded garrison will render your services redundant. Yet you needn't be. A proud fighting man like yourself shall always have a place here.
مشان الشعب اللي قاعد.
For too long has the contribution of the noble soldier been under-reckoned. But no more. For it is they who shall see the Holy Empire rebuilt, beginning right here in Northreach.
Why here, Your Eminence?
The town has been fortunate enough to escape largely unscathed from the recent troubles. Her defenses are sound and her
أي
garrison
شيء كان في
well
خيرات
prepared,
بتهجم عليه.
which is more than can be said
منطقي
for
يعني.
Oriflamme or
اترك الشعب بحاله.
Twinside. The Empire wants for a capital, and I believe Northreach to be the perfect
طب
place.
عايشين بسلام في مدن ثانية روح عليها.
With Caer Norvent as her citadel. Once
نظفها
we
وروح
have seen
عليها.
to the
هيك أحسن لك.
refortification of both the town and the
مش فيها
castle,
ناس أصلا.
we need
قلتش
only
خطية حدا
build a wall
فيهم.
around both to create a city that would be the envy of the twins. Plans are already underway for the construction. Soon enough, these thralls shall learn that they are no match for the might of Sanbreque.
I fear you underestimate how dangerous these creatures are, Your Eminence. Should they return in force, you will need all the people of Northreach to come together in defense of the town. Something they may be loath to do if they've been deprived of their worldly goods.
تطلب شيء وأنت
The
ماخذ
people
منهم.
will do as their leaders command. If Sanbreque is to be rebuilt, she will require a functioning government, one whose authority is beyond question. That is why this levy is necessary, so that any man who wishes to join the army might do so and be fed, outfitted, and paid as befits a defender of the Empire. And yet there are those who persist in peddling the treasonous lie that I seek to steal from the people and drive them from their homes.
أشوفك بدك توقف ضد الأكاشيك
They're afraid
هسه.
of losing what little they have left.
Precisely. The common folk have little and less, and you mean to deprive them
نروح
of even
مثابرة
that?
هاي.
You would sow the seeds of your new empire in your own salted earth.
Sabine, we have
Sabine.
discussed this.
Yes, and I told you then how putting the empire before her citizens would lead only to revolt.
Without an empire, there are no citizens.
And in
أنا
yours,
شفته
there will be
بالمجلس
only
هذا كان.
beggars. Is that what Griga wills for her people?
Do not take her name in vain, Sabine.
I'll come back later. The citizens revolt. I wonder what the people really think of the Duke's plan. It wouldn't hurt to ask them, I suppose. Let's begin with those on the other side of the wall.
Oh, as long as you remain,
Thank Griga.
the veil will see to your needs.
الناس عاملة مظاهرات.
But there were ghosts at the gates not days ago.
All right there. What is it you're after, sir?
Just your opinion, actually. I wondered what you thought of the Duke of Oriflamme.
Oh, him. Not much. None of us traders do. It's thanks to nobles like him that we had to set up shop this side of the wall in the first place. Couldn't have the rabble getting any closer to the holy capital, could they? And now he's trying to drive us out completely, threatening to take everything we got from us if we don't clear off. If the dame said she wanted him run out of town, I'd be straight through that checkpoint, tar bucket in hand.
ولا أي شيء.
I got peppers to numb your tongue up.
I've been hearing a lot of talk about a certain Duke.
Nothing good, I'll wager. Going around acting like he owns the place. And with hardly a word to the dame. This is her town, not his.
سايبة ما هي.
I take it he'd rather she was in charge.
بغيبوا
As
بس
far as I'm
تكون
concerned, she
البلد هاي
still
يعني
is.
آمنة ولا أي شيء.
Just need his eminence to sod off back to
إمبراطورية
Oriflamme.
سانبرك ما عجبونيش بالمرة طول القصة. خاصة هذول كبار القوم عندهم غريبين. أكلت هوا المنطقة هون ما حداش سأل عنها. هسه بس صارت آمنة صاروا بدهم كلهم يعيشوا فيها. وبحميها منيح بدل ما تطرد شعبها.
Don't get me started. You build a life for yourself somewhere, earning for some noble to turn up and tell you got to hand it all over to him. If he thinks his name and his chains give him the right to empty our purses, he's in for a rude awakening. We'll do whatever it takes to keep what's ours. Whatever it takes.
Well, the people seem united enough. What about the soldiers?
يعني اللي برا مش عاجبهم برا البلد. ايه شو وين رحت انا؟ الخيمة مسكرة. المهم بالسرقة دور ما في شوش شكله فيها. هاي.
You're the one who was talking to His Eminence.
On the Dame's behalf, yes. I was trying to persuade him not to take the people's goodwill for granted, but it seems my words fell on deaf ears. What do you think of his plans?
I'm a soldier, mate. He tells me what to do, not the other way round. Listen, I've got nothing but respect for the Dame, but I've got a family to look after. That's where my loyalties lie, not with the town or the Empire, but with my wife and children. If the Duke can get us the men and the equipment we need to fight off those blue-skinned bastards, I don't care how he does it.
لا بده امبراطورية ولا بده إشي. المهم عيلته تضلها عايشة.
I hear the Duke of Oriflamme plans to turn this town into some sort of fortress. Do you think that's a good idea?
It's not for me to say. All I know is that unless the Emperor orders me otherwise, His Eminence's word is law. Look, no one likes all these taxes and tariffs, but empires don't come for free. Once Sandbreak is back on her feet, we'll all reap the benefits.
ضل واحد. خذوها وخلصوا أحد المواطنين العاديين.
Do you have a moment? I wondered if you'd mind sharing your thoughts on the Duke of Oriflamme.
Well, he's made a lot of enemies coming in the way he did. But I mean, look around us. You can see the state the realm's in. The traders might not like having the screws put on them, but if they volunteered a few more of their hard-earned gil before things got bad, maybe they wouldn't have to. I think the Duke's got a point when he says rebuilding the Empire's the best way of making sure we're all protected. And if that means people who don't know one end of a sword from another have to make way for those who do, well, that's just how it goes.
Let's see what Philippe makes of all this.
Yeah, Philippe.
Captain, do you have a moment?
For you? Certainly. Clive, wasn't it? Thank you for last time. How can I help you?
إياك.
I wanted to ask you about the Duke of
نسأل سؤالين بسيطات هيك
You intend
سريعات.
to go along with his plan?
لطيفات.
But to tell you the truth, I'm in two minds. It's my sworn duty as a captain of the Imperial Army to obey his orders. But I can't say I agree with him.
Philippe, I remember you saying that you became a soldier to protect the people you loved. The Dame included.
That's right, I did.
Well, she doesn't agree with the Duke's orders either. She thinks they could tear Northreach apart.
And she's probably right. Thank you, Clive. I know what I need to do now. Protecting the people I love is what matters. Doesn't matter how. Well, duty calls, so I better go. Thanks again.
انطلق.
It seems Philippe wants to do the right thing at least. I expect Isabel will be pleased to hear that, if nothing else.
إيزابيل، هاي السوالف اللي شفناها قلنا لك عنها.
Clive. How did you fare?
أبليته حسن.
Were you able to speak with the Duke?
أبليته حسن أنا والله.
But
الأمور تتخبط، ناس هيك وناس هيك.
So Northreach is to be a fortress after all. Well, it will certainly help to hold back the thralls. There's no denying that. Though I doubt it will come as much consolation to the townspeople whose worldly goods are confiscated to pay for it. They deserve to be heard, Clive. To have a say in this new empire the Duke means to build.
Sadly, His Eminence values their obedience more than their opinions, and hopes to reassert the authority of the state. I fear he sees the people as mere pawns on his chessboard to be sacrificed for the greater good. Needless to say, they themselves are of a different opinion, and would rather their destinies were in your hands. The soldiers, meanwhile, are content to follow their orders. And not just because of the Duke's rank, but because of his vision.
I thought as much. Had I sworn to protect Sambrek, I dare say I too would want nothing more than to see it rise from the ashes. Thank you for trying. But the battle is lost.
بس ما خسرنا الحرب.
I don't know about that.
What happened to your uniform?
I handed it in, along with my resignation. Told the lads I wished them well, but that I owe it to those I love to call it a day.
But why?
Because I realized what really matters to me. Not following some nobleman's orders for the sake of it, but protecting what I care about.
يا أزعر أنت المرة الماضية هيك.
I honestly don't know when those monsters will return, but I'm certain they're not finished with us yet. And when they do come back, we need to be ready for them. We need to stand together, all of us.
يجب أن نكون يدا واحدة.
To lead us, milady. I reckon we can do it. It was you who finally convinced me, Clive. There's no point following orders if they go against everything you believe.
Indeed.
All of us, standing together. That has always been Northreach's best hope. And one which still lies within our grasp.
Yeah, طالقوا.
We have only to turn our attentions to the true enemy. Thank you, Philippe, for showing me what I must do.
Anything for you, milady. Speaking of standing together, would you mind if I borrowed a few of the lads from the Vale to help keep watch around the town? I fear His Eminence has loftier tasks in mind for the guard.
Not at all. Be my guest.
Wouldn't be the first time.
There may be hope for Northreach yet. Especially with men like you and Philippe to champion our cause. I, for my part, shall continue to work upon the Duke, in the stubborn belief that I might still tempt him into joining hands. But I suspect I shall have to call upon your aid again. Until then, Clive.
Until then.
نروح المخبأ نشوف بس شوي من المهمة الرئيسية بدي اياها. بدي امشي شوي من المهمة الرئيسية، احتمال يطلع منها اشي. دافلت مارثا. كم إشي صار معنا؟ 6 8 3 11 إشي. طيب مين؟ مارثا.
Covered in nicks and lumps, the lot of them.
جوشوا.
How are you feeling, Joshua? Better than I was.
But not nearly as well as you should be. Your cuts and burns may have healed, but your body still bears the burden of every spell cast.
And what would you have had me do? It was no ordinary foe we faced. It was the Warden of Darkness. Yet still, it was not enough. The king could have ended me at any moment, but instead chose to toy with me like a curl does a mouse.
You underestimate yourself.
Oh, it was crystal clear. Only one man established his dominance that day, and that man was Barnabas. I'm sorry, brother. That was ill-spoken. It's just I've never felt so powerless. And when so many are looking to us for strength, perhaps the prince feels the same.
صحيح وينه؟ السيد نسيت اسمه ديون. سيد ديون. هاي فقير بلا اسم. اوه شو الاشي اللي مشغلينه في النهار.
What is this place?
آخر شيء بتذكر إنه وصل مكان وقع. صح هاي البنت أنقذته.
Don't move.
هاي رمحه.
Here, it's fresh from the well.
الموسيقى. صوت المي كمان جايب الوضع كتاف.
Grandmother told me spirits sometimes get lost, and that the lanterns guide them to their proper place. I set one on the river for her when she passed away.
يعني خرافات طلعت هاي. المنظر الحلو هذا طلع خرافات. لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله.
The fiend works from the shadows.
Was it you who guided my hand then, Ultima? No, not you. This is my doing, my fault, my sin to bear. And for it, I must atone.
Your hurts are healing nicely. It was my poultices that saw you well.
You make them?
And sell them, or try to. Earns me enough for bread, most days.
Forgive me. I have nothing to...
I know, but I couldn't just leave you lying there.
بنت صغيرة مسكينة بدون أهل ضايعة هيك بالحياة.
You're going then?
وين أهلك يا بنت؟
Of course. I'm healed. Thanks to you and your poultices.
Will you promise to come back and visit?
فتحت لك طاقة الفرج. أمير هذا. أبصر إذا بتعرف ولا لا.
Well, Phoenix, it would seem that I owe you my wings.
Perhaps he can find an answer. You will be returning to Waloed soon, I gather.
I see no reason to wait.
Then neither do I.
I can think of a few, but I doubt they'll stop you. You will take your
ما تحاولي أعند منهم ما في هذا.
Set on leaving already, are you?
طاقة معندة ما شاء الله.
How long will it take us to get back to Ash?
Dunno, about the same amount of time it took us to get here. Maybe less, if your uncle can find someone trustworthy to patch up the enterprise. All depends on where we're putting into port, mate.
جشوا أمير.
Yes. It's not as if we can put ashore wherever we choose. We have to
كوكا
assume
كان
that
له
the whole
منصب
of
يعني
Ash is
قبل ما
hostile,
يكون دوميننت
and that
أتوقع.
will be attacked.
والست كان قائد جيش كأنه.
Then we must find a place they won't think to look. And I have an idea who might know of one.
بارناباس ملك.
I'll go and tell you
كلهم دوميننت حتى جل أميرة.
While you're plotting our course, I'll be in the shelves with your lawsman. I wish to pick his brains about Ultima.
Then I'll talk to Karen about supplies for the journey.
كلهم دوميننت هذول. يعني صفة قرودة بس هي اللي غريبة بيناتهم. هي كانت شو اسمها؟ بنديكتا. ومشكلتي مع الأسماء مشكلة. ظل أنسى. طلع مهمات صيد. كان متوقع الاشي هذا. كنت متوقع يطلع مهمات. واحد مستوى اس الرعب 3 رؤوس. المشكلة انه راح يغلبني وانا ادور عليه. خلص بنخليه للحلقة الجاي. ننهي الحلقة هون. بما انه في صحراء فيلكروي طويلة وعريضة وكبيرة وحجمها مساحتها عالية. مساحتها ضخمة. سوري. راح نضطر لوقت طويل واحنا ندور فيه. ما بعرف، لا صعب نلاقيه بخلال وقت قليل. لا بدنا وقت طويل. تمام. احنا هون بننهي الحلقة الآن. ان شاء الله نلقاكم في الحلقة القادمة. كالعادة اذا وصلتوا لهون فانتم مستمتعين جدا بالحلقة، فبكون كم من الرائع اذا ما كنت مشترك انك تشترك في القناة وتفعل جرس التنبيهات وتعطينا لايك حلو زيك يا حلو، تنشرها لاصحابك اذا كانوا مهتمين مثلك. بالتختيمات خاصة ألعاب فاينل فانتسي. أشكركم على المتابعة وأشكركم على وقتكم الثمين. أحلى تحية مني لكم. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.